Greetings to all. My research topic is about John Dewey theory of education, together with John Dewey philosophy of education, John Dewey learning by doing, John Dewey curriculum theory, and John Dewey contribution to education. John Dewey theory of education. Short biography. John Dewey, 1859 to 1952, was an American educator, philosopher, psychologist, and a writer. Was considered one of the greatest thinker of the 20th century. John Dewey was born in 1859 in Vermont, United States. He was the third of the couple's 4 sons. His mother was a daughter of a wealthy farmer, and his father was a merchant who has a passion for British literature. Dewey, growing up, attended Burlington Public Schools. He graduated with a bachelor's degree from Vermont University in 1879. In 1884, he received his doctorate in philosophy from Johns Hopkins University. In 1886, he got married, and the couple had 6 children and adopted a 7th. In 1887, he wrote his book Psychology. In 1888, he became a professor of philosophy at the University of Minnesota. In 1894, at the University of Chicago, he accepted a position as the chairman of the Department of Philosophy, Psychology, and Pedagogy. Dewey was elected president of the American Psychological Association in 1899. In 1904, he became a professor of philosophy at Columbia University. John Dewey retired from his teaching career with the title of Professor Emeritus in 1930. In 1946, at age 87, he remarried a widow. In 1952, in the couple's apartment, he died of pneumonia at the age of 92. Let us have the first topic, which is John Dewey theory of education. John Dewey theory showed that people learned best through a hands-on approach. Dictionaries define hands-on as providing direct practical experience in the functioning or operation of something. Example, children use manipulative, such as counting cubes and sorting objects, to understand math concepts. Completing a laboratory experiment in physics class is another example of hands-on approach. John Dewey believed that children learned better when they interact with their environment. Dewey was known for his works on education and was recognized as a co-founder of the School of Pragmatism. Pragmatism in education is an approach to learning and teaching that focus on keeping things practical. In education, pragmatism involves practical lessons that have value to the lives of students. Dewey pointed out that theory and knowledge are only of value if they are connected to action. No doubt he was a pragmatist. He considered a lot about how students need to learn by doing and then think about what they did. According to research, there are 4 key points in pragmatic education. Letter A, thought and actions are related to each other. Your thoughts are meaningless if you sat around and thought about something your whole life and did nothing about it. Letter B, something is finer than nothing. Pragmatists care more that something works and don't care if it is perfect. A pragmatist teacher will be happy if students can show how they can apply their knowledge to real life. Letter C, knowledge and belief is based on experience. A pragmatic teacher focuses a lot on hands-on, experiments, and project-based activities. Letter D, facts can change. When new circumstances and information come along, pragmatists are always experimenting and always willing to change their mind. Letter E, the last key point in pragmatic education. Social interactions are important. John Dewey highlighted that social interactions help students to learn how to negotiate, cooperate, and get along with others in accomplishing things. My second topic will be John Dewey, Philosophy of Education. In school environment, philosophy of education pertains to principles and beliefs of an individual or an institution regarding how learning and teaching take place. Philosophy is said to be a quest of understanding. It is the study of mind, reason, values, language, and existence. Philosophy helps to develop critical thinking skills and can be applied to any subject or field. Example of philosophy in life, how you decide what is good and bad, what is your purpose in life, and what success means to you. What is education then? A dictionary defines it as the process of giving or receiving systematic instruction, especially at a school or university. Education is concerned with learning and methods of teaching. It makes man the smartest creature on earth and differentiate men from other living beings. What is the relationship of philosophy and education? According to research, effective education has to be based on philosophy. Philosophy provides theory. Education converts the theory into practice. Furthermore, the philosophy of education is exceedingly necessary in education. As a teacher, you need a philosophy that will guide you and to select teaching strategies that will be effective in achieving the educational goals of the institution. In 1800s, the progressive education movement took place in Europe and the US. John Dewey helped to establish the educational project in America. The progressive movement is aligned with John Dewey's philosophy of education because it emphasized the practical nature of learning and knowledge. Progressive education recommend for providing students with the concepts and tools needed to solve problems. Dewey emphasized that children learn by doing. My third topic will be John Dewey, learning by doing. John Dewey believed that we learn by doing. Our world is a changeable, practical world that we can only know through action. John Dewey is often described by many as a rock star of modern education. John Dewey is famous for his role on progressive education. In Dewey's educational point of view, he highlighted that students must interact with their environment in order to learn. Dewey pointed out that students and teachers must learn together. Learning by doing refers to the theory of education and it's a hands-on approach to learning. Example, can you learn to ice skate on your own? Yes, you can learn to ice skate on your own by doing. It is very hard at the beginning, but after a few weeks of practice, it becomes pretty easy. According to Confucius, in a quote, tell me, I'll forget. Show me, I'll remember. Involve me, I'll understand. My third topic will be John Dewey Curriculum Theory. Curriculum is often defined to as the academic content and lessons taught in a specific course or program in school. In dictionaries, curriculum is defined as the courses offered by a school. The components of curriculum is from basic level to increasingly complex topics. All curriculum share one goal: to help students learn. John Dewey's theory of curriculum focuses on the ideas that education should include how a child views his/her world. Dewey stressed that curriculum should be relevant to students' lives. He saw learning by doing as important to child's education. Dewey emphasized that the curriculum should bring about students who would be able to deal effectively with the modern world. In 1902, John Dewey's book entitled The Child and the Curriculum was published, and it emphasized child-centered education. For the child's development, he also considered social perspectives useful. His curriculum, according to his philosophy, should have the following characteristics. Letter A, integrated structure. According to Dewey, the curriculum should have an integrated combination for the development of social, educational, and moral aspects to fulfill goals in life. Let us continue the characteristics of curriculum. Letter B, flexible. Dewey pointed that the curriculum should be tailored according to the situation. It can be reformed anytime, conforming to the daily educational needs of a child. Letter C, utility-based. Dewey explained in his book The Child and the Curriculum that the curriculum should be developed in accordance to the needs of the child and should prepare a kid to his/her future life. Letter D, Dewey analyzed that the curriculum should be designed to make the child socially efficient. The working of the school should be in line with the development of social and moral values of the child. My fifth topic, and will be the last, will be John Dewey contribution to education. John Dewey believed that humans learn through hands-on approach. From his point of view, this places Dewey in the educational philosophy of pragmatism. He emphasized that children should be allowed to explore their environment. John Dewey considered a curriculum that focuses on connecting multiple subjects or interdisciplinary curriculum. In this setting, the role of a teacher is more of a facilitator than an instructor. In his Dewey Laboratory School, he used this school to help teach and learn to the highest achievement. Project-based learning is one thing that Dewey had done years ago that we all know is still being done today. His ability to bring about of child-centered education has gone a long ways, but we all know that it started with John Dewey and his ideas. That ends up my research PowerPoint presentation. Thank you for your time and see you on my next video.